So, lots of big changes coming up here in the month of December. Of course, we are entering into Sagittarius season here on the 15th of December, ushering in a new season. And Sagittarius is always about the future, looking forward, looking ahead, making new plans, going on new ventures. And so, this is an appropriate time with the Sun in Sag to think about the upcoming year and where your future and your future plans are headed moving here into the year of 2021. We also have a solar eclipse in Scorpio at 22 degrees of Scorpio happening here on the 14th of December. So we are here in eclipse season. Huge moment that we will talk about in your horoscope. And we have the big event that is happening on the 21st of December, the Great Conjunction that is happening in Capricorn at 6 degrees. So, yes, this is from a sidereal perspective. And for those of you who are new to this channel, you are probably familiar with me going through the tropical astrology. Huge shift that I've decided to go through here as I have meditated and tuned in with my guides and have come to the final decision to switch to Sidereal. And if you are interested in a birth chart or any of my services, I am still offering it in tropical astrology. So I'm not here to force or sway your decision or choices in terms of the system that you are using. But for the remainder and moving forward here with this channel, I will be using Sidereal astrology. And so if you want to know more about this Great Conjunction, go ahead and check out my video on the Great Conjunction in Aquarius. Of course, I will be talking about it in terms of it being in Capricorn here in this horoscope. Also, if you are interested in my astrology class, it is available on Udemy, on Patreon, and it is also available in the private Facebook group Astrology Lessons with Daquan Jones. Also, feel free to check out my blog and to join the free group Astro Metaphysical Love and Light, where you can share any of your spiritual wisdom, motivational advice, or simply just positive posts in the group to spread some light and joy. Much needed as we have been going through this difficult and complicated time here in 2020. And things are shifting and looking different as we're moving ahead. We are shifting into a number 5 year, the number 5 correlating with the planet Mercury, as there will be a lot of interesting shifts and changes moving ahead and plenty of opportunities. Once again, keep in mind that even though we are in this state, for those of you who are continuing to work and move forward and to take on new ventures, this is your time for success and opportunity to pour in as we're shifting ahead into this number 5 year. Also, this is us moving ahead into the year of the ox, where yes, hard work and discipline is needed. Remembering that the ox was the one who supported the rat who ran the race. So this is your time to support your dreams, support your goals, keep pushing forward, not allowing the state or the situation of where you are at to stop you from pushing ahead. So lots of new shifts and changes that we are seeing as we are moving ahead here into the next year. Hello, Sidereal Aries. This is your December 2020 horoscope. And starting off, we are in eclipse season. On November 30th, we entered into a lunar eclipse that took place in your second house of family legacy, of possessions, of money, of value. And so this has been a huge shift in terms of the money, of your possessions, of making sure that you are having everything secure and stable in your life at this time. And many of you seeing shifts in terms of your work, in terms of your income flow, in terms of what you are holding onto, in terms of your value systems changing and shifting during this time. Now, coming into November, because we are coming off of this lunar eclipse, we're entering December with the moon in Gemini. So the moon will be in your third house as you are coming into this month of December. And so a lot of sensitivity, a lot of compassion in the way that you are communicating and connecting to others. So this can be a huge time of really being more compelling, more compassionate, more understanding of others during this time. Now on the 10th, we have Venus entering into Scorpio. So this is Venus entering into your 8th house of shared resources, of intimacy, of secrets, of the unconscious, of crisis, right? So a lot in terms of really understanding your deeper passions, your deeper desires during this time. What are the things that you truly love, that your soul burns and yearns for at this time, and allowing those things to drive you? And so for many of you here with Sidereal Aries, this is a very passionate, fiery month for you as things start to take off, really getting more in tune with your inner feelings and desires is really going to drive you at this time. Now, on the 14th, we have a solar eclipse also happening in Scorpio. So this is a solar eclipse in your 8th house. And so for many of you, you are going through a moment of crisis, of transformation, of deep inner healing, where there is a lot that is surfacing, a lot that is coming to the light in this moment to help you transform and push through at this time. And so this can be a time of endings and new beginnings with this solar eclipse, really highlighting huge shifts and changes in your life as you are starting to progress forward. So this is a huge time for you, Aries, as you are shifting into 2021. Now on the 15th, we have the sun entering into Sagittarius. So now we are shifting seasons. The sun has been sitting there in your 8th house of Scorpio, where this is the time where we are shifting in season. Everything is getting colder and darker with this Scorpio season, as Scorpio is all about facing the darkness, right? Facing your fears, facing your deep desires, healing, transforming, working through your shadow. And so there is a lot in terms of going deeper, going through self-reflection, doing the healing and the inner work that is necessary with this sun in Scorpio. But as the sun shifts to Sag, it is shifting now into your 9th house of higher learning, of philosophy, of religion, of travel, of your teachers, your authority. And so as this is the sun shifting into your 9th house, this can be a huge time of teaching others, of mentoring. Many of you with Aries ascendants or Aries moons have been going through this period of going through huge shifts in your life. And so you can use your experience to mentor, to guide others on their path with this sun activating your 9th house. This can be a huge peer mentor situation as we are shifting ahead here, where you are helping to guide others on their path. Now, along with that, Mercury is also shifting into your 9th house as well. On the 17th, we have Mercury entering Sagittarius. And so for some of you, you may be thinking of public speaking, of teaching, of publishing a book, of working on a new project and putting it out to the public, right? With Mercury here in the 9th house, this is a huge time to communicate your beliefs, to communicate your ideas, to put your information out into the world as a mentor, as a teacher, as a leader, as a publisher, a writer, a speaker, putting that information out into the world with Mercury here in your 9th house. On the 21st, we have the Great Conjunction, the big talk in the astrology community. This is the Great Conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, our biggest planets, right? Our planets that control the reality that we live in. Jupiter dealing with religion, laws, spirituality, morals, travel, culture, and Saturn dealing with discipline, restriction, limitation, karma, the government, right? So this is a huge time of a shift in terms of our society with our two societal planets coming together in this clash. And this is happening in your 10th house, where this can be a huge time of you taking on a position of leadership and authority, a huge time of you laying out a new foundation in terms of your career, your status, of what you're building and creating in society. And so, for many of you, huge theme here is really about leadership, about speaking, about connecting, communicating, but remembering with that moon activating that third house to do it with compassion, to do it with gentleness, right? Aries tends to be a bold, in your face type of energy. And so many of you leading with this very direct, straightforward nature, finding yourselves being more soft, more tender, more caring in your speech and authority. Huge shift. Now, on the 23rd, we have Mars entering into Aries, into your sign. And once again, this is why you want to be cautious of how you are approaching others. Mars, the soldier, your planetary ruler, shifting into your first house of personality and appearance, where you can come off as very rough, very straightforward, very demanding, very controlling. So, being very cautious of how you are expressing yourself at this time, especially as this is a great position for you to take on a leadership role, to be an authority, to guide others, to protect others, to help others, but being cautious of how you are expressing that energy. On the 29th, we have our last full moon of the year. It is a full moon in Gemini. So, going back to where we started with this moon energy in your third house, this is a full moon at 3 degrees of Gemini. And so, once again, activating that communication in a soft, tender, compassionate way as you are expressing yourself more, as you're teaching and guiding and helping, right? More of this motherly type of instruction versus the fatherly, disciplinary, authoritative, straight in your face type of approach. So, this full moon strongly shifting the way that you're expressing your leadership qualities, the way that you are instructing and mentoring and teaching and guiding others. Now, our last major shift of December is Pluto entering into Capricorn. So Pluto has been sitting here in your 9th house of Sagittarius for some time now, along with Jupiter and Saturn. But we saw Jupiter and Saturn shift already into Capricorn for this buildup. And so Pluto finally joining in on the party, entering into your 10th house, where once again, Pluto in your 10th house can make you a very dynamic leader, someone who is coming in, healing, transforming the lives of others. But this is coming back from your 9th house, where there has been a lot of shifts in your belief, a lot of shifts in your understanding, going deeper, finding more information on how you can really rise above the crisis, rise above the difficulty, work on those dark places that need the healing, that need the work done. So bringing that out into the public as it comes into your 10th house, really showing others the way to transform their lives, helping others, guiding others during this time. So huge, powerful shift for those of you with Aries ascendants or Aries moons, where this is making you more compassionate in your leadership qualities and really asking that you stand up in those leadership qualities as we are going through this time, helping to nurture, helping to guide others along their journey. And the card that comes up for you, Aries, is the water element. So once again, that gentleness, that tenderness of how you are giving your intuition, giving your guidance, giving your advice at this time. And that was your December 2020 horoscope for Aries Ascendant or Aries Moon in Sidereal. If you felt that this resonated with you, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new content. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.